Bankura Public School Bankura.
So, a 14-year-old small girl, Sheila, came to her home and went to her mother with a radiant face. She has scored 99.2% in her standard 8 exams. She had a lot of aspirations. She aspired to become an IAS officer. She aspired to serve the country. But the next day, a 35-year-old man came to their house to negotiate on some marriage-related affairs, and ultimately, her aspirations were sold at 55,000 rupees. She was married to that 35-year-old girl. And this is not only the story of Sheila, this has been the story of a huge number of girls across the state of West Bengal. And in this case, Kanyashree has emerged as a knight. So hi, this is Devarathi Chakraborty, Standard 10, MD Public School Bankura, and today I'm going to prove here the effectiveness of Kanyashree. So in the first place, I would like to put forward, even if the parents are sending their girl children to the schools just with the motive to get the money of Kanyashree, do you disagree with the fact that this is allowing an exposure to the academic environment? Even if the child does not attend the school regularly, she at least attends the school. Even if the child doesn't get a 95 or 100 in political science, she knows that marriage is not legitimate till the age of 18 years for a girl. Even if she does not score a 95 or 100 in biology, she still knows the basic aspects of reproduction. She's still conscious about her own body, and she knows that early marriage can pose a lot of hazards to her body at a young age. And now we find that the Kanyashree money is directly transferred to the bank account of the girl child. So here we find two aspects. The first one is self-awareness, and the second aspect is independence. And with the intersection of the self-awareness and this independence, it's quite sure that the girls are developing a sense of optimism in them. And this kind of optimism is important because optimism refers to a number of aspirations ahead in the future. And a number of aspirations means girls will also dream to live in a better future. They will also dream to enhance their quality of life, and hence it reduces the vulnerability to exploitation, since it's also a solution to poverty. And I want to mention here, governmental schemes are not meant to actually revolutionize the world in seconds. These are meant to normalize everything through two steps. First, there is obligation, and second one is obedience. So if anybody is taking this part as negative, the girls are rubbing their family and marks away and putting over their bangles in order to be eligible for the Kanyashree money, then that's completely wrong. This is a positive point. Because why do people have to confide it? People have at least realized that there is some type of hassle associated with it. They have at least realized that this social marriage is quite troublesome, and when they have this kind of perception, this is contagious. In the community, this will spread further and further, and also a lot of other parents will come to the realization that yes, there is some kind of problem obviously associated with this social marriage, even done from a social marriage, because we all know that the legal perspective is not there, it's punishable. So we find that even if you highlight the point that the girls are still suffering from marital rape, domestic violence, a mountain of responsibilities that extended to her, there is a certain change in the mindset of the people. Yes, there has been a revolution. It may not take place overnight, it may not take place in a few seconds, but we are heading towards a better future. We are heading towards a certain type of normalization. People have sort of come to the understanding about what's right and what's wrong. And this is a kind of financial support provided to the girls for developing this kind of optimism, for developing this kind of aspiration, and why to put back this 50% of the workforce of the country. Obviously, this incentive is important for developing the workforce of the country. And eventually, the girl will also come to the realization that yes, there is a need for self-dependence in future too. There is a need for depending on oneself. And that's why she also has to find some work. So these kind of potentialities will develop in the girl child if the Kanyashree scheme is on imposition. And also, this kind of optimism and understanding will intersect. This will obviously help the girl child to actually stand against the child marriage. A number of of cases were found like this. The problem is that we need modifications. And if we need modifications, that's related to the classes. But the initiative, its motive, these are totally effective in the case of prevention of early marriage. Because these always give a certain kind of a different kind of self-discovery is also given to them. And to all my oppositions, I would like to mention here, let us carry out a simple experiment. Let the government completely stop this scheme for some time. And then let's check the number of dropouts. I hope there would be a drastic rise because the present conditions state that, the philosophical logic say that, and if this happens, that would be the best rationale to actually prove the effectiveness of this Kanyashree scheme. Thank you so much.